everybody. Hi. How you all doing, my viewers and my subscribers? Welcome to my channel. So if you're new here, my name is Sarah. Welcome to my channel, and I just would like to take this opportunity to say thank you to all my new subscribers to this channel. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you so much. And to all of you, my old subscribers, thank you for your continued support. Okay, I couldn't do this without you all, so I appreciate it. So if it's your first time, okay, on this channel, welcome. Before you go any further, just hit that subscription button, okay, and also do put the notification button on, so that when I do my live streams or post videos, you will be notified. Welcome guys, welcome again. If you're new here, my name is Sarah. If you didn't know, you don't know me. So yeah, so depending on your time zone across the world, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's about 5:30 London time where I'm doing this live stream. So I don't know where you are. Leave comments in the comment section below and let me know where you are watching me from and what time it is where you are. Okay, you can just put a flag of your country. All right, and do feel free to comment. Leave comments in the comment section below. Just make the comments respectful, guys. Honestly, yeah, for myself and for others that are watching this video. So welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, so guys, I don't know if you were here yesterday. I did a live, okay? I did a live, and I tried to do a live today. Unfortunately, that live didn't go very well. There was something wrong with the, I don't know. Could have been the signal, guys. Anyway, hi Rita. Hi. How are you? Okay, guys, please let me know as you come in. We are just going to continue, okay? On yesterday's conversation that we were having, I know it was a bit dramatic yesterday, so today we are focusing on the same conversation, but hopefully it's not going to get dramatic. But who knows, eh? This is YouTube, so guys, let me know who's here, who's watching with me. Yeah, so guys, did you watch my video last night? I hope you did. Okay, it was dramatic, so right now I'm just hoping it won't get there. But yeah, guys, I know that if you were here last night, you listened to what I had to say. I know it's strange, right? It's strange to hear things like that. Like, is this real? Can this happen to somebody? Even for me, I find it strange that these people would do things like that in a group. Okay, not two people, not three people, but a group, a large group, and not children, you know, messing about. These are fully grown adults, and some of these people are actually professionals. And then, you know, they engage, you know, people from the prisons. Like, come on, guys. That is society today. You know, that is society today. You just have to, sometimes you just have to pick up your remote control, turn that television on, and listen to the news. For me, these days, my news, I just pick it up online. I hardly watch the news. I hardly watch the telly anyway. I do watch Netflix here and there. Yeah, but anyhow, I do pick up on the news, you know, online. So yeah, I hope you listened carefully to the video hasn't come round yet. I'm sure it is still editing. Okay, guys, I don't know why it takes so long to edit and then come round. Anyway, guys, I'm still waiting for it. So if you missed it, please make sure that hi Zach Zach White. Hi. What does that mean? Sorry, what language is that? Oh, you subscribed. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Zach. Thank you for subscribing. Where are you watching me from? Leave, guys, as you come in, let me know where you are watching me from. So yeah, guys, we proceed. Okay, we proceed on yesterday's conversation. Okay. So guys, let me be clear. Okay, it has taken a lot out of me to actually talk about, speak up. Okay, it has taken quite a lot out of me. In fact, I haven't spoken up yet. Guys. I haven't spoken up yet, but yeah, it has taken a lot to come up with information like this. Don't think that I didn't sit down and, think about how would I look like, how would I sound like. I did for a long time, but you know what, I had to come to a point where I say to myself, okay, it's not that I don't care about how I present. Any decent human being, right? You care about how you come across, right? So that is why it's taken me years. This thing has been going on for years. For many years, guys. For many, many years. Unfortunately, we have people who think that they can, they can have a position on their job, and then take advantage of people, okay? And yeah, things like that happen. Unfortunately, this is what has happened to me, okay? It's been going on for a long time. All right, guys? This particular individual, he has followed me at work, including at work, okay? Took me out of work, even introduced people to replace me in work situations. Okay, guys? Subscribe, like, and share. Subscribe, like, and share. Apparently, this individual, guys, he's supposed to be a police officer. Now, listen carefully, guys, okay? Do not hate the police, okay? Because any country without law and order, we know what happens to that country. It's those few apples in a tree. It's those few rotten apples in a tree. You understand that? If you had an apple tree on your backyard, okay, or wherever, your front garden or wherever, you find that there's going to be rotten apples, okay? If you harvest peanuts, okay, there's going to be a few handful rotten peanuts, right, guys? Hi, Aisla. Hi, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. And hi, Abby. So, guys, yeah, do not hate the police, okay? Like I said, it's not the police. It's not the police per se that are bad, okay? It's those few rotten apples that find themselves in the police force. They join the force for all the wrong things, okay? For all the wrong things. All right, guys? And sometimes, yeah, you might ask questions such as, before these officers are actually the recruitment process, you know, does the force that do they do background checks, you know, to see who's actually who 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 they are going to employ, and you know, these people that are going to be obviously protecting our streets. Sometimes it's not as simple as that. It's not as simple as that. I'll give you an example. I'm sure they do background checks, but let me say this to you guys. For example, in the UK, I don't know for other countries, okay? A DBS isn't enough. A DBS isn't enough. It's possible that some people commit crimes and those crimes are never detected, okay? They never face, they never go through the justice system, okay? And therefore, their criminal record is very much clean. All right, guys? These things happen, okay? Yeah, as much as I also have questions. I also have questions. Like, how do we have so many rotten apples in the police force that, you know, time after time, you hear about a lot of victims, okay? A lot of victims. But I want to be clear here. I'm not inciting hatred for police, whether here in the UK or wherever you are watching me from. Hi, Doris. Hi, guys. Please subscribe. Subscribe, like, and if you can, do share my channel. So, guys, I don't condone that. It's like any other job. I'll give you an example. For example, an accounting firm, right? You are going to get those unscrupulous accountants, okay? You are going to find that there are those unscrupulous accountants, okay, guys? So, and you are going to find those good accountants that definitely love their job, okay? And they are not into dodgy stuff. It's any industry, okay? It's any industry. Whether it's the police force, accounting firms, these individuals exist. Okay, guys? So this particular police officer, he has grown a long tail, okay? And he's, you know what he does is he sits in the background and he instructs people that he recruits. You know, he hypes them, he tells them what to do to me, he tells them to follow me into the shops, honestly. And because number one, he wants my response. He wants me to say, oh, I'm being stalked. All these people are following me. So guys, listen to this. As soon as a person starts to say things like, oh, these people are following me, these people are stalking me, automatically, especially here in the UK, that's a taboo subject. Stalking in the UK, it is a taboo subject. But it dawns for communities in the UK when, say for example, a person has been murdered, okay, or they've been harmed in some type of way. That is when, you know, the police starts to take the complaints seriously, okay? But in other countries, such as America, and other countries I know, because remember, I'm a YouTuber, and so I do watch these programs, and I mean online, not just on YouTube, but you know, on the news and things like that. I do watch these programs, and sometimes I compare similar situations, similar scenarios happening in the UK, and how people respond in this country in comparison to, for example, an individual saying they're being stalked and they live in America or Australia or Canada, you know, or any other country. You know, people don't automatically brush you aside, you know, in these other countries and say, oh, no, those are hallucinations. You know, have you seen your doctor? You know, you know, and really trying to minimize your situation, trying to bundle it up into a visit to the doctor. So what they are saying is, I think, you know what, you may be experiencing some mental health challenges there. So whatever story you are telling here, it cannot be true. It cannot be true. Okay? But in other countries, they do take these matters of stalking seriously. All right, guys? So we must be very careful when a loved one is saying, I am being stalked. So, guys, stalking takes various forms, okay? For example, it can even come in the form of cyberbullying. For example, those of you that, you know, watch me on my YouTube and you are my regulars, you've heard me sometimes like, I'm so angry and my live stream is interrupted because somebody has been, you know, has left a message over here just to really get me upset. Okay? Yes, I know some very kind people, they've said, oh, you know what, Sarah, just block them and don't even respond. And that is the best. That is the best advice ever. But what I also realized was that a bully, you know, I learned from having my own children as well, you know, where, you know, my children would go to school. Obviously, I've got one of each, okay? And on first day of school, in fact, first week or the next couple of weeks or months, for kids transitioning from primary school to secondary school, a school my kids went to, okay, when they transitioned from primary school into secondary school, okay, guys, this particular school, there was a culture where the boys would be beat up, you know, literally. They'll be beat up and their lunch money taken off them. And not the girls though, because remember I said I've got one of each, okay? And one of my kids experienced that. Then, you know, you tell the child, no, go and report to the teachers. And then the child that has been there longer, they say, you know what? Even if you report to the teachers, what happens is they don't do anything about it. Okay? They don't do anything about it. And if you don't deal with the bully, what happens is the bully thinks you are weak, okay? And they'll keep coming for you. So I thought, okay, so what do you do? Because you are meant to report to your teachers when you're experiencing bullies, okay? And one of my kids, we had been there a year earlier, a year or two, okay? Because I think my kids are like 2 years apart. Is it 2 years apart or 1.5 years? I don't know. Something like that. Yeah, about 1.5 years. So the older child, because they went to the same secondary school, the same primary school, You know how schools do it here in the UK, that your kids would naturally go to the same school, okay? So the older child would say, no, this happens. When I went to school, when I initially went to secondary school, the boys were being beat up, and they would report to their parents, and the teachers did nothing, and it raised a lot of fights in the school, parent to parent, because children were going home reporting. I don't know, guys, in the UK how this happens, and you know, it's yeah. So so you say, okay, then how do we deal with this? Then like you have to fight back. So when you fight back, the bully will leave you alone. And I'm thinking, no, no child of mine. I don't believe in violence. I don't believe in my child lifting their hand to hit another child. So how do we deal with this? And for me, I tried to contact the school and say, look, this is what's happening. Yeah, nothing happened. The school didn't take any action, for real, guys. So these are the sort of this is what came to mind. In other words, okay, when some of you have said to me, Sarah, do not do not don't respond, just ignore. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's the best advice ever. And I respect that. But the trouble is, when you don't take action, this bully thinks you are a walk in the park. Okay? Because remember, guys, I've been going through this for many years. I think over 10 years, roundabout there. Okay? I haven't started providing the details. This has been going on for such a long time. And behind my cyberbullying, including on social media, my emails hacked, my phones hacked, my computers hacked, even the privacy in my accommodation compromised. Behind all of that, guys, there is actually somebody who is supposed to be a police officer here in the UK. I don't know where you're watching me from, guys. Leave comments down the comment section below. Let me know where you are watching me from, guys. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. So, guys, my name is Sarah. Welcome on this channel. Okay, guys, and I do love to read your comments. So leave comments, guys, down the comment section below, and let me know, guys, where you are watching me from. So yes, guys, as I was saying, that this situation, where you have somebody who thinks that they are above the law, they can do anything they want with you. This particular police officer, guys, he then he became really messy. And guys, I've tried to sort of like think about who this person is and what would cause this person do the things that he's done. The only thing that comes to mind is that, guys, he is mentally ill. Okay, something somewhere went wrong. Okay, something somewhere went wrong. Okay, with this particular police officer. He's not normal. All right, and unfortunately, I just became a target, not because not because I've been a criminal before. Never ever. I don't have a criminal record against my name. Okay, and in my age, I'm past that age where you become some criminal. But anyway, so guys, as I was saying, I've never committed crimes in my life, and so there was no need for me to be targeted by this particular police officer. So he's taking it upon himself, okay, really trying to kill me, moving me from one borough to another, one side of the country to another, okay, and really even trying to break up my family. When I say trying to break up my family, separating me from my children, okay, yeah, not because he loves my children. It's the divide, because he wants to harm me. He wants to harm my children separately, so we don't see what he's doing. He'll also go to my children and influence them negatively. Guys, subscribe, like, and share. And maybe he doesn't approach my children directly. He brings in so-called little friends. So-called, he just sends a friend, to befriend maybe one of my children, and that friend appears to be very nice and very friendly, and it's a snake. Guys, subscribe, like, and share. Guys, it's demon-like, okay? It's demon-like. All I know is that this individual is under the influence of a demonic force, all right? He's under the influence of a demonic force, because the fixation he's had onto me is not normal. It is not normal. He doesn't even have peace, because guys, nobody matters to me to that level. Sorry guys, nobody matters to me to that level that I would go around society and recruit people within society, okay, bribe them and incite members of the community to commit crimes, unless there was something seriously wrong with me. Guys, misunderstandings do happen between people, okay? But then, when there's a misunderstanding, okay, and I didn't have any misunderstanding with this person, okay, guys, that is something I would need to tell you guys. That is something I would need to tell you. I would need to tell you maybe, guys. 1 minute, people. I would need to tell you, talk about it, tell you what happened, okay, at a later stage. As I said, I haven't yet started to speak up, okay, guys? So, yeah, he has recruited members of the communities. He has approached landlords. One of the landlords from my previous address where I've come from, I think, and property manager, they were promised a lot of money. And guys, this landlord and property manager, they became brutal. And again, guys, these are foreigners, okay? They are foreign people from other countries. And clearly, this is what I always say. People come into the UK with a dream in their heart. I'm going to the UK, I'm going to make big money. And then you find out that anywhere you live, right, you have to work hard, okay? You have to have that creativity, okay? So, yeah, people, he's been using this kind of people, guys, sorry, to come for me. Oh my gosh, I didn't want my face in there. Okay, guys, he's been using this type of people to come for me, right? Yeah, so never mind. Yeah, hold on, guys, I need to do something, 1 second. guys, so sorry. Yeah, so guys, as I was saying, my battery's running very low over here, but anyhow, I will get back to it, guys. If I will get back if the battery dies, okay? So yeah, guys, this particular um demon in my life, that's what I would like to call him, okay? He hasn't been acting alone, okay? He's brought in other people, other corrupt individual like himself. But what I don't want you guys to do is to maybe, some people have a natural hatred for police. I don't, okay? I don't. But there are some really corrupt police officers out there, okay? And we've seen it in the UK. We've seen it in the UK where, for example, an issue that really shocked me, okay? Because around the same time, that is when I came face to face with some of the plans of this dirty copper, okay, bent copper. A young lady, okay, a young woman was actually kidnapped. No, actually, first of all, she was forced, there was a forced arrest on her under the pretense that she had broken COVID rules. After the forced arrest, it was a kidnap. It was premeditated, okay? After the kidnap, he raped her and then he killed her, okay? And why am I saying it was premeditated? Because if you do research this particular issue, you will find that, when the police were doing investigations, right? He literally, there was cameras, in places where he went to hire a car. He didn't use his own car. He had to hire a car. After hiring a car, he also went to, he bought tools, okay? Tools to get rid of the body, okay? He got body bags, he got chemicals, he got all kinds of stuff that he needed. So it was really premeditated, okay, guys? So yeah, this happened not many years ago. I think it was in 2021, between February and March 2021, okay? So you see things like that happen. So my story isn't exactly rocket science. I am lucky that I'm here because I caught up with what he was doing, okay? And many people, even at work, some people opened up and told me what was going on, okay? Some people would ask me questions, and and then I knew that my suspicions, I was actually right. Literally, this particular police officer, guys, he's very sick. He's very mentally ill. So with me, what he's done is, for example, gone to, employers, gone to my landlords, property managers, because he's in my emails, he's in my phones. If I change numbers, he catches on to my number. He's on my family and even contacting my children. Guys, this is a very nasty individual. Maybe, you know what? Let me give you some of the things he's tried to do to me. Guys, here in the UK, okay? And I'm not really talking down anyone or putting down any particular country or any particular group of people, okay? Because my mom, she's from here, all right? So I'm just going to tell you the truth. Guys, here in the UK, family ties, they are not as strong. So if you're watching me from maybe Africa or maybe Asia, where, family, even extended family, families are a close unit. So it's not just, parents and their immediate children, okay? and maybe grandchildren. No, it goes on to cousins, brothers and sisters, grandparents, and you know, on both sides of the family. You know, you even your grand sister. Those are very close bonds, close relationships. Okay, but here in the UK, sometimes even brothers, they are not that close. Okay, they are not that close, and sometimes people want to say, oh, economically we are stronger than these other countries. When, for example, when elderly parents are old, you know, they put them in nursing homes, and okay, fine, but then they don't even visit those nursing homes. Okay, some people don't, but some people do. Okay, yeah, some people are far away, you can't blame why they can't visit, but sometimes you know, the family lives like a few roads away, they don't visit their parents. Okay, that is what happens in the UK. And sometimes brother to brother, they don't see each other. Sometimes they don't even talk. But that's not what other cultures are all about. Other cultures, you have a fight with your cousin, with your brother, with your sister, you resolve it, and then you get on. This is why there's so much loneliness in the UK, because of a lack of family bonds. So this particular police officer, he's tried to use that against me. And I'm thinking, hold on a second. This doesn't apply to me. I don't recognize it. You know, because there's also that jealousy, you know, because my kids, they adore me. And he sees these text messages, he sees the phone calls, he listens to the conversations I have with my children. Maybe he doesn't even have that sort of relationship with his own mother, you know, and jealousy grips his heart. Like, were you there when I carried those children? They're mine, you know. And so he tries to divide. And he even, I'll give you an example. I've got a stepbrother. He paid my stepbrother money, okay, to have nothing to do with me. Again, guys, the love of money is the root to all evil. You understand that? The love of money is the root to all evil. So, what I'm trying to say here is that I could trace his hand into the sort of things that, you know, he's been trying to put me through. So, yeah, it's been long-standing. It's been long-standing. The abuse, the evil things that he's done behind my back, it's been for so many years, to the point where, you know what? Even sometimes when I'm doing a live stream like this, because they know my my YouTube account, they come right in front of the camera. You know, they want to come out, and then just watch, keep watching me. You will see the activities. So what he intends for me to do is for me to react. So while you guys may be thinking, oh, Sarah, that's just a car passing, that's just a person passing. No. Yes, people are going to pass. Remember, this is a road. Cars are going to pass. People are going to walk past. But it's different. These are neighbors that are coming from next door. They're going to the back, you know. So because I'm familiar with what happens, right? So all he wants is for me to comment and say, hey, do you see those people? And then you know what? When I'm talking, I'm sounding like I've gone crazy. And then he will invite other people, or the people that he's recruited to watch me. Guys, even neighbors next door, both sides of the house, across the road, almost the whole street, he has recruited them. I don't know on what grounds. I don't know whether he has given them money. Again, he's like a narcissist, okay? So, you know, if you know anything about narcissism, what narcissists do, they recruit flying monkeys, what we call flying monkeys. And these flying monkeys, okay, they do the bidding for the narcissist. So a flying monkey can be your own child, your own parent, your own sister, your own brother. Okay? Am I saying he would pay them? Maybe not. But he'll come as an authority figure and say, hey, so and so, I'm so concerned about your brother. You know, there's some things your brother is saying. You know, I worry. I worry that, you know, something bad is happening. Then your brother, if he's talking to your brother, okay, maybe even your parents would go, what happened? Then probably would say, you know what? Watch, for example, I'm on YouTube. You'll say, oh, watch Sarah. Well, I'll let you know when she goes live on air. Meanwhile, behind my back, behind my parents' back, he will recruit people to aggravate me here on YouTube. How? You might be wondering. So I'll start to experience cyberbullying. For example, somebody will threaten me. They'll threaten to harm me right here. Just type a message. And then maybe I'll block that and ignore. And then they come with another account. Maybe it's 3, okay, at the same time. And maybe they all have maybe up to 5, 6 accounts. And they are logging into these accounts, behaving like I've got many people against me, okay? And then I'll get confused, and then I'll start to shout. Meanwhile, my parents are watching. Like, maybe they haven't even read the comment, okay? Maybe when that's finished, okay, that's how a narcissist will do it. So maybe I'll decide I'm going to the shops. Remember, I've talked about my privacy being compromised in my accommodation. So obviously, he sees me leaving the house, okay? He knows the places I frequent. He knows by how I'm dressed. Did I shower? Did I make up to go out? He has studied me. So he knows if I'm going out. He knows maybe she'll get up early, she'll shower, she'll do this, she'll do that. Okay? So then he gets a group ready. Oh, they are already watching me. And they take shifts, they take turns. So if I'm driving, remember I'm a driver, he'll get people with cars, okay, to come after me on the roads. Okay? And so and then they'll be acting out, okay, attacking me. And so these are not things that the people that I'm telling, whether you are my family, my friends, or if I log into my YouTube and I'm doing live streams and I'm talking about it, these are not the sort of activities you'd have access to. These are things happening to me secretly. Okay, so what is he trying to do? He knows I'm telling the truth, okay, but he wants to turn that truth to sound like it's, it's something to do with my health. Okay, now imagine my parents that he's told that, oh, something is happening to Sarah, and they are watching. They'll start to believe his story, right? They'll start to believe his story. Okay. Then they become his flying monkeys. Be known to them. So for example, in this community, maybe he came into this community, and it's many communities, guys, I've been to. I don't know what he's told them. So, for example, my previous address I've come from, he recruited prisoners, people from the prisons, from the jail, okay? He brought them into the accommodation I was staying. I was the odd one out. Everybody who lived in that accommodation had just come from jail. And he basically recruited them to brutalize me. And those guys didn't even pay rent. Okay? Remember, they've come from the prisons, they haven't got a job, and yeah, so they were not even paying rent. Their job was to watch me, illegally surveillance me 24/7. Okay? And each time I call the police, because he works in the system, guys, he works in the system, what he did was each time I reported to the police, he would intercept my call. He knew, he heard me report. There's no conversation I make on the phone that he does not listen to. As I speak to you right now on this camera, he's looking at me. He's watching me. So he's the people he's recruited. Okay, guys? But unfortunately for him, he didn't know that I wasn't weak. Okay? He thought when he gets the opportunity, he would murder me and nobody would know. And he would use a hitman because he wants his hands clean, right? He wants his hands clean. Subscribe, people, like and share. Subscribe, like and share. So yeah, guys, this is what this is the live stream I started yesterday, and I'm going to be continuing, guys, on this conversation. Okay, so what do you do, guys, when you have something like this happening to you? I would say you don't play into somebody's hands. Okay, you don't play into somebody's hands. That is another thing. That's a subject on its own. I can't talk about it today. Just to give you the coping mechanisms that I've had to use to cope with it, so that I didn't speak too quickly, okay? And also, not because I was scared. I was watching him, okay? I wanted him to paint the town red so that anybody who looks, they don't have to search for the red paint. It's all over there. So he's left a huge, huge footprint, to the point where, you know, I would, there's a time when I would call the police, he started to use that against me, you know, where he would use the police to, I think he was the one reporting to social services that, oh, there's an unstable woman, she keeps calling. A lot happened, guys. But also, he used some landlords, okay, and some property manager who were very hasty. Money, guys. So this property manager thought, wow, I'm gonna get thousands. Let me be brave. Honestly, she got herself in big trouble. But this is from my previous address before I moved here. I moved here in June last year. This property manager, what she did was, guys, she what this property manager did was, she wrote an email to family friends of mine telling them that I had a breakdown I've never had before, okay? And these people were not even my next of kins. And if you ask me, I don't even know where he got their email address from. So evidence that the individuals recruited to monitor me 24/7, they have access to my emails, access to my calls, you know. So the property manager picked up the email address of family friends that I was in contact with on a regular basis. okay? Because I removed most of my family contact details. I removed them from my gadgets because I knew that he was digging. He was trying to find out who I was. Not really was he trying to find out who my family were, but he was also trying to find out, do I have any previous criminal records? Do I have a criminal record at all? Is there anything I have? Anything he can pin me down to? He found nothing. Okay? He found nothing. He tried to use some diseases and all kinds of things. And I can say that I'm happy to say that I have a clean bill of health in terms of my heart, my major organs like my heart, my lungs, my liver, my kidneys, all of that, even physically, even mentally, I don't have any underlying, illnesses that like that. I don't have diabetes. I don't have high blood pressure. I don't. So he was trying to cook up a real story to the point where he even colluded with a medical doctor so that this medical doctor puts up false medical diagnoses, okay, to say that I've got this illness that I don't even have. All right? Because what he was trying to do now, because I started to speak up, okay, he wanted to use poison to poison my food, to have people poison my drink. And why these people would agree to even poison another human being is because they were promised money. People subscribe, like, and share. But also, remember yesterday, I was talking about this particular officer being in a cult. And a lot of these people that have agreed to do his bidding, they themselves are in a cult. And we know, guys, what cults do. Cults abuse animals and people. This is where you hear that children, a father molesting their own child in the home. And that child grows up and says, you know what? If it's a girl, my father molested me from the age of this to the age of that. Okay? So all these are, all these cultic activities, including cruelty to animals and, crimes against other people. Okay? So, yeah, guys, I've experienced all of that. And I can tell you that this police officer and his accomplices and all the minions, or the very bottom, at the bottom of the chain, what I would like to call bottom feeders, okay? They are surprised that everything they tried to do to me, they didn't break me. Some of them started to go around and say, she's pretending to be happy. No, guys, I don't pretend to be happy. I don't pretend to be happy. I was watching. I was watching because had I spoken up too soon, right, I would have appeared crazy. So I needed this particular individual and the entire group to leave a big footprint. Some of them, they judged me as weak, as incompetent, because I wasn't taking any action. They would dance in my face and tell me exactly what they were doing, and I don't take any action. So they judged me as being weak, okay? So, automatically, they thought that basically, they got me. So, yeah, right now, they are embarrassed, they are ashamed. Some of these people have taken it upon themselves, telling people, some of these people, told lies to church people because they thought the church would get involved in murky waters like this. Okay? So because they wanted me to be rejected from church to family. Because obviously in the UK, it's not strange that, somebody would die in the house and their body begin to decompose and nobody knew they were sick and died. It happens in the UK until the neighbor reports, we haven't seen so and so for many weeks, for many months, and then they are found, especially the elderly, they are found dead. So it happens here in the UK. So this is what he tried to, this is the sort of scenario he tried to create for me. And I'm like, I come from a big family. You can't recreate your cultural background. For me, it doesn't apply. I've got a massive big family. And my family, they live all over across the world. I can never be lonely. Loneliness would be a choice if I don't want to talk to my family. It's a choice, maybe for a significant amount of time. But some people in the UK, it's not even a choice, guys. It's because, truthfully, they don't have anybody to talk to because family ties are not, they're not closely knitted. There are no close bonds there. Okay? And I'm not saying every family is like that. Okay? So yeah, guys. Anyway, I'm going to proceed, okay, with this same subject. I don't want to make it too long. Okay? But yeah. So each time, guys, not just when I put my live stream on that window, if I go to the shops, for example, guys, the shops, right? They are open sometimes 24/7. It's for customers to walk in and out. I'm not the only customer that's going to be going into those shops. And if I drove or walked the roads, I'm not the only one driving or the only one walking. Okay? But there's a group of people that this particular officer sends. They know each other. They are, whether they do shifts or whatever, they leave their home. Some of them, they live next door on both ends of the house. If you go down my short videos, you will see next door I had this family, right, making a lot of noise when I'm sleeping. Okay? And I didn't let it bother me. And then they got tired because that noise, I think it got to their ears too. They got tired. So they were told that I've got a temper. They were told that, hey, I'm going to respond, and I never responded. This is a person who's gone around and told the communities, even places where I've gone, like study institutions and things like that. He's gone into those places to tell them about me. That, oh, she's unstable, oh, she's very ill. So when I start to defend myself, he doesn't want me to defend myself. Guys, the delusion, he believes that, when I'm being abused, I should put my head down or just cry or self-harm. That's what he believes. When I stand up and I start to speak, then he says, listen to that. Oh, then he would tell the people I live with, whether it's people from my previous address or people in the same house, like, oh, just tell tell people at church, tell the doctors, tell the social services that she's very ill, she's aggressive, she's violent, and she's hallucinating. Yeah. Then he was doing that. That was a form of silencing me, okay? To the point where these people that he would recruit, he would also tell them to to shout at me so that I shout back. But what I started to do is I started to record these things. And now, obviously I disarmed these people because their role was to, obviously, if they are going to call police and say I've been aggressive and violent towards them, they'll get me arrested and I'll end up in jail. Or if these particular people I live with, if they can say, you know, she acts abnormal, there's something wrong with her, social services will be brought in and my capacity will be taken away. This is the role that some people were supposed to play. He even tried to use my family members, my own family members. Okay, guys, this officer, he is sick. I don't know what happened to him. You know what? It could have been that he was molested. I don't know. But the sort of things that he's done to me, looking at the people he's recruited, and guys, I must also mention that some of the people within the community is recruited, they involve their children. So when they are coming to stalk me, those parents, yeah, they tell their children to come for me. And you know, I love children. I just look and, you know, I don't respond in any way. So I'm thinking, wow, how can this police officer be the masterminder of this? Because you see, what these parents don't realize is that these little children, you know, they are picking up some very, very criminal behavior. Sooner or later, these are children who are going to grow up and prey on people. Guys, subscribe, like, and share. You see, guys, what's happening right here is that this is a law enforcer who is abusing his abuse of power, and he never thought he would get caught. There's evidence, not just my voice. There is evidence. The real police officers that are doing their job, they are looking at him. He doesn't know. And when I've said these things, some of the people have been afraid, like people I live with. Oh, you know, she's saying, and he says, oh, ha, 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 hoo, ha, ha. She's lying. Nobody knows. Go ahead and do what you want. Do A, B, C, D to her. Okay? Because he believes, right? He is above the law. And he believes that he is so clever. But guys, if you look at certain police officers, especially in this country, that have been caught, okay, with misconduct on the job. For example, the police officer who kidnapped a young lady, raped her and killed her, he never thought he would get arrested. He literally stalked her for months. This is a theory that the police in the UK deny, that stalking doesn't happen. But when eventually this young lady was killed and the police started to investigate their own, one of their officers who was responsible for the murder, they found out that there was stalking. This man literally drove from, wherever at work to where this woman worked onto her home. He drove for months. He was stalking her, finding out where she lives, finding out her movements, finding out where she works, who she associates with, what time she arrives, and where to catch her. He knew exactly. So stalking isn't exactly a mental health issue. Okay, guys? And yes, police officers, some of them are actually worst criminals. And guys, it's an enemy within. So when a police officer is recruited to serve the community and he starts to commit the crimes that he's been employed to get rid of, that's another issue. But regardless, they do get caught. So Mr. Police Officer, let me warn you, and those of you, his minions, that you think you have a police officer behind your crimes, and you think you're gonna retire. Some of you, you thought you're gonna retire on me. You thought, you know, when you get paid the money, you're gonna pay off your house. Okay, you're gonna buy a car. you're going to be rich and then retire. Not so. Get a job, madam. Get a job, sir. You're not going to retire. Not on me. I'm not going anywhere very soon. I'll die in my ripe old age. That is God's promise to me. You understand that? I'm going to age like fine wine. Okay? At 50, at 60, at 100, I'm going to be looking 30. Trust me, I'm blessed. I am blessed whether you like it or not. Okay? The Lord is going to give me longevity. So, all that shenanigans, that, oh, I'm going to retire, I'm going to poison. Look, now I'm talking about you. You've been telling your family that I attacked you. You've been telling your family that there are evil things I do in the house when I'm at home, that I don't do. I talk as a Christian on live stream at church, but I'm not a Christian. Tell you what, madam, tell you what, criminal, I am one honest human being. And if I wanted to be a witch, I'll be a full-blown witch here on YouTube. And I'll talk about what I do. Okay? I'm not a hypocrite. Okay? Why pretend to be what I'm not? Why not be real? Why be that fake Christian when I can be a real one? And why deny myself the real me and not show it to the people? That is like, denying myself. So you've been telling your family, you've been telling people that know me from church, family, and all kinds of people that I am not who I say I am. You are such a liar. You are such a liar. You know what? You need deliverance. You are possessed with evil spirits. Some of you, I put my head down. I really wanted to study you. I would sit there and you are accusing me on a live phone call on speaker. You didn't know me, did you? Look, I'm very kind and I'm very loving, but you never thought I could defend myself. I'm more than capable of defending myself. In fact, I can put you behind bars. Okay? You came to the UK, you went to university in your old age, okay? Yeah. And then you thought you are what? Thank God for the UK, hey? The UK opens doors even for people coming from the jungle. They didn't even have aspirations. The UK has done that for them. But you see, you grew a big stomach because the UK fed you. Food you didn't have in your home country. And then you come here, in my home country where my mother comes from, and then you think you can murder me? Yes, I'm black. I am, yeah, because my father is. But my mother is from here, okay? And so you thought now you are a group. So they would hype you. You come, you put poison in my food. You come insulting me. You are such a fool. No wonder why you never married. Which man would marry that? Which man would actually marry that? Then you spend the rest of your, as a woman, the rest of your life single, right? I left my marriage, and the man I was married to, he doesn't even want to let me go. And he's using other things behind my back, hoping I run back to him. That's not going to happen. Okay? So, let me tell you this. All of you, I don't care whether you are here now or you're going to watch this video later. You can't get me out of character. Those people who love me, okay, they will know what I'm saying is true. Okay? Because this particular police officer has wanted everybody to reject me. So you hyped up. And guys, unfortunately, some of these women that have been recruited by this officer, they then, because obviously, they put some cameras, I don't know, in the walls. A camera can be just a pen, can be in the mirror. They watch me and they see the beauty when I undress. Oh, why is she beautiful? Why do you have this? Why don't I have that? And then, guys, I'm fighting another battle. A jealousy woman who's looking upon my body. She looks upon hers. She doesn't like what she sees. Now she's looking at mine. And guys, as soon as I leave my accommodation, I meet them. They're dressed like me. And I'm like, oh, oh my God. I'm like, whoa, that color doesn't look right on you. That dress, that hairstyle, it does not look right on you. In my heart. But okay, yeah, guys. So apart from these people being recruited to do that to me, because they watch me, remember? They are given, so they watch me from their phones. It's software, guys. These spy cameras, right? It is software. So they watch me. Okay, guys? And they report, because this officer has to be on the job. And he can't be seen looking at his camera and looking at me until maybe when he's on a shift with other police officers like him. Listen, guys, those of you criminals, you've poisoned me. You've gone out to church, you've gone out to family, you've told lies about me. So you've been telling people that I am not who I say I am. Because of what? Because you see me watch things on YouTube. Do you know why I watch those things? Do you know why I watch the things that I watch on YouTube? Okay. So what is it you've seen me? What is it you've seen me doing that I don't do or say on YouTube, that I don't do in front of family and friends? What is it? No, you are just a liar. Nobody desires you. You are unattractive, not just physically. You're just an unattractive individual. Even your speech, when you talk, maybe if you kept quiet for a minute, even the Bible says, even a fool, when they keep silent, nobody will knows they are a fool. And you have meltdowns. You have meltdowns on the phone. That when you are on the other side of London or the country, people can hear you. People, you send £10 and they change it into another currency, whether it's Naira or whatever. I'm not going to be specific here, right? And then you control them from those countries, okay? Because of economically, the £10 you are sending them, it means a lot to them. You can do that to those people, but let me say this to you. You can't do that to me. This is my home country. This is where my mother comes from. I'm not a second-class citizen. Thank God the border force opened up doors for people like you. I didn't come to the UK for economic reasons. Okay, over the years, economically, other countries, economically, these countries, they've really gone down, and then people immigrate for a better life. No, England has been in my blood before I was born. Take it to your police officer friend. He can dig high and low. I'm not telling lies. Okay, so you come here now, and would they? And you think that this particular police officer who's recruited you, and all these people you think they are important people, they are criminals. And if the real police officers that are watching them, as soon as they get arrested, you will know that those people are criminals. But for you, right, as soon as you finish serving your prison sentence, you came in the UK in your old age, you finish, they deport you back where you came from. Yet, the doors were open to you. Okay? If you can work hard, you have a good work ethic, you respect the laws of our country, Yes, I'm saying our country. I didn't regularize my stay because I've lived in the UK for so many years. My mother is from here. Okay? That is where my surname Mackay comes from. You understand that? So don't you ever, 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 ever. So because I came to live in the house that there's crime. So some of those properties that you have acquired and you're renting them out, there's crimes behind those properties, right? There's been murders and people have died because they didn't have family. This is what I've been talking about. That people, especially the elderly, those that chose not to have children, okay? This is why it's good to have children. And you know where to leave the inheritance is left to children. But those that didn't, and they relied on, receiving care, unfortunately, some of those carers became the murderer. Then they take over the property. These things happen. And if you brush those things aside, then you don't know. Guys, subscribe, like, and share. And Mr. Police Officer, let me tell you something. And one thing first, before I say what I would like to say. I don't hate the police. And those of you that are listening to my voice, never hate the police. However, within the police force, we've got some rotten apples. We've got those rotten peanuts, okay, in that bunch of peanuts, okay? So, never ever hate the police force, because any country without a law and order, that's a sick country, all right? So, we all are adults, okay? And when somebody comes to you and say, let's go and rob a bank, I think as an informed adult, you'd say, no, actually, I might report you, all right? No, I'm actually going to report you. Or you might not even say that. You just report them quietly, okay? That is what an informed adult does, okay? Just because it's a police officer, just because it's a doctor. Come on, we have doctors who bought these certificates. They come to work in the UK, and the UK doesn't check to see who these doctors are, okay? They kill patients with overdoses because they gave the wrong dose. They killed patients on the operating table. Yeah, these things happen, That wasn't a doctor. They bought the certificate. You understand that, guys? Subscribe, like, and share. These things happen. Okay? So, and let me say this to you. Guys, when police suspect somebody committing crime, the police do not recruit neighbors where this person lives. They do not recruit the whole community. The police do their investigations. You understand that? They do their investigations. They don't send neighbors. They don't put cameras in somebody's bedroom. Some of you, what you wanted to see is to look upon my body. And God knows some of you what you do when you are watching me undressed. Some of you that are men. The women, we know the jealousy. And some of that jealousy, it comes out as I have a certain nail color. These days I'm very plain, I have a nail color, I've done my nails. You go and do the same nails. I put on a certain dress, you want a similar. Where did you buy it? Because you want it, you want to look like me. That is very dangerous. You want my very life. You want to talk like me? Can you do a live stream like I'm doing? Can you talk like me? I guess not. Oh, she's not a Christian. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not a Christian. I'm not. You are not God. You are not the God that I serve. Okay, so only God can say that. All right? I've never done bad things to people. Okay? And unfortunately, some of you lead prayer. Prayer? Really? Can you really lead people to pray? With the types of crimes that you are involved in, Can you really lead people to pray? Guys, subscribe, like, and share. Let me turn the lights on. Can you really lead people to pray? Guys, we are not going to be distracted by no car. Obviously, I'm speaking the truth. They need me to stop talking, okay? So, we are not going to stop talking. And we won't be distracted. So, guys, we have people who pretend to be leading prayer, preaching. And you see some of these people, right, guys? Because there's hacking involved. So this police officer has literally hacked my phones, my emails, everything, including my pictures. And some of these people pretend to be Christians who can preach, who can pray. They steal my notes. You know, when I'm studying my Bible and when I'm studying God's word with the resources that I have, they steal those notes and they go and preach them to other people. And I'm thinking, wow. So you are going to preach my notes now to who? Have you lived what you're going to preach? Has God given you that message? Even for me, after I've studied the Bible, I've studied a particular topic, I don't go and dish it out to other people, okay? Until I've lived it, you know? So, yeah, guys, it's even stealing from me. And some of these people, because they are hacked onto my phones, my computers, you know, my laptop, my iPad, they know even when I log into my banking app, okay? So when I'm transferring money from my savings account into my current account to pay for shopping or whatever, they try to make a purchase. They try to make a purchase. And this particular individual who's been poisoning me, okay, they've been trying to, I don't know what they subscribe to. And sometimes I'm just sitting there, a notification comes, we've declined a payment of £40 something. I'm not going to leave my cash in my bank account unsecured, you know, so that somebody can make payments. So time and time again, £40, however, because they are watching me. They are watching what I'm doing online. Guys, if you've been to university, there's a module called IT, okay? It talks about cybercrime, including, maybe you call it phishing or phishing, okay? Literally, I'll give you an example. I could be on my iPad right now as I talk to you, and somebody could actually be hacked into my camera. They can see me. Do you believe that that is possible? Okay, so this is not hallucination. It is possible. Even a baby monitor. Recently, I was watching this video again on YouTube, where this couple, right, they bought a baby monitor so that when their baby wakes up, it comes to the monitor, and then they can go to the baby's room, only to find out that that baby, there was somebody watching the baby outside the house. Okay, the baby monitor, the camera was hacked. There is a family again who put CCTV in their house. The engineer who came to install the CCTV, okay, he was watching the family from the other end. So guys, you must understand that the things I'm saying to you, unless you haven't been to school and you don't know about cybercrime. So cybercrime is not, it's a whole wide subject. It involves a lot, you know. It even involves like malicious software, not just that, okay? So yeah, so these particular individuals that this police officer has hacked, he's hacked into my stuff, and these people that he recruits, okay, they are all hacked into me. Okay, guys, some of them, they take my pictures. Some of them, literally, they're into prostitution, okay? Because I've had all kinds, from some of them who call themselves Christians, and some of them who are drug addicts and alcoholics, like, mother and daughter. So they've created some, some whatever sites they've created to invite men, and they put my picture on, onto their whatever, onto their nonsense. Because they know if they put their picture there, there's no man that's going to come for them. But then if the man has to see them, then they meet a ghost, and then the man does a runner. Yeah, guys, that is how I've been exploited. And to the point where some of these people, they took it to where now they have other people pay to watch me live my life in my, in my space. People paying for that. Guys, that is wickedness. That is a cult. So some of these people are literally witches and warlocks, Satanists, okay? And that is what they do. The abuse of people, the molestation of children, okay? In fact, guys, one of these people came to me one day and told me that basically they went and worked at a hospital where little kids, little girls, okay, they don't tell their parents. They go onto the hospital and they do abortions, one after the other, okay? And that this particular person would give them the tablet, the abortion tablets. And I'm like, what? So in my mind, so you are a Christian and you're going to do a job like that. And so these girls, they keep going back and forth, one abortion after the other. And I'm sure they get paid for those abortions. But why are these abortions being done? Is it because those underage children? Is it because they failed to use contraception? No. They didn't want to use contraception. They had to fall pregnant so that they can do an abortion. Tell me that's not darkness, guys. We are not going into those zones right now. Guys, subscribe, like, and share. And do leave me comments down the comment section below. So, yes, guys, I think I better start to wind up now. So, me speaking up, the things I'm saying right now, these people wanted to say, oh, you know what? There's something wrong with Sarah. No, there's nothing wrong with me. Listen carefully to the flow of thought. Listen carefully to everything that I'm saying. There's nothing confused. There's no hallucinations here. Okay? Just, you know what? Fix your mind. Get a job. You're going to be very frustrated. And if you bring that anger to me, just bring it one more time. Bring it and start shouting at me. I'm going to show you that you can't do that to me. And certainly, you can't just do that in this country. There's the law here. Okay? So, yeah, guys, I've heard things like that where a person will just get up and starts to melt. Guys, it's because I'd put my head down and I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to study you. I'm going to study you. And so the minute I created this channel, this person heard me start to talk, to open up. They started to run around. They started to run around to everybody who knows me. Oh, do you know Sarah? Oh, there's something going on with her. Oh, she's violent. One of the criminals from the previous address I've moved from, known to police. He's also a child molester. He had to leave the area he used to live after he served his sentence. And yeah, he accused me because the poisoning failed. Everything else failed. Now they said, okay, what is it that we can do to get her out, to shut her up? So they thought that if they can accuse me to have, harmed somebody with a weapon, then I'll go behind bars. And behind bars, I could be put to death and say that I committed suicide. That's another route they tried. They also tried another route to say I was hallucinating, I was depressed. Some of them were forcing me to say, yes, I'm depressed when I'm not. The reason for that was because they wanted me to then end up in a mental institution, and then they kill me with drugs, and then they write a suicide note to look like I wrote it, to say I killed myself. They wanted to pretend I was depressed. That was the route. These are some of the routes they tried to use. When these routes failed, they tried to poison me. Really? So you're going to give me, you're going to give me some peanuts or a drink that's poisoned. Or you're going to go where I put my food when I'm not there. You get into my stuff and then you pour poison. And then I come back to my milk to make tea. And then suddenly I can't breathe. So I'm going to order food from a takeaway, okay, to be delivered. And then this police officer, contacts the takeaway place to poison my food. And then I eat that food, and then I die. And then say, oh, she died in her sleep. She had underlying illnesses. Some of these illnesses, some of these doctors, right, were made to put notes of illnesses I do not have on the system. Okay, guys? Subscribe, like, and share. Yeah. In fact, there's one of the doctors who was asking me, does your heart race? I said, never. Never. Yeah. And then, guys, for example, even recently when I went to the doctor, for example, I go in with an issue, right? That doesn't need examining. It's not like a smear test. This doctor is wanting to do something along the lines of smear test. And I'm saying, where's the connection? So I don't know whether they wanted to insert poison through my body, maybe not through the mouth, okay? Because they know that I don't go back to the drink that I leave in the fridge. I don't order takeaway anymore, okay? All these attempts have happened. And some of the food I've ordered, like from Amazon and from Tesco's, okay? Some of those foods, they had something wrong with it. And I'll just dash them in the bin. Okay? So guys, this police officer, he is a criminal. I don't know how many other people he has killed. So guys, subscribe, like, and share. Subscribe, like, and share. And guys, I'm here. I'm alive today because God has kept me. And who knows why even God has allowed for this to happen to me. Okay? Maybe it's time to stop this particular individual or individuals. Okay? So I'm here and my mind is intact. My mental health is intact. My physical health is intact. Okay? So those of you, some of you that are doctors, try and do a false diagnosis on me. Okay? I travel. Okay? And I have doctors, nurses in my family. They are going to examine me against your diagnosis. Don't fall into a trap. Do not fall into a trap because you will end up in prison. Okay? And some of you that when I announced the other day saying, oh, I'll be traveling, I'll be getting on the plane, you start to get yourself ready to follow me to the airport, to stop me or to cause me an accident or to cause me to be poisoned or to get me falsely arrested. I'm telling you this, the police are aware of you, are aware already. The police know. They know what you are doing. They know all of you. It doesn't matter which number you are using, whether you are using some of those fake numbers. Police already know. When you pick up one of your fake numbers before you get rid of it, they've already taken care of your footprint. Okay? So don't even fool yourself. Okay, so you might be asking, so if the police are investigating us, why are you talking about it? I'm talking about it because I'm amazed by the stupidity, the stupidity, the stupidity. And even police that are investigating this case, they are looking at me and they're saying, wow, because they know it's true. And some of you are already going through some people have been arrested already. They're going through the prisons. And those of you that are newly recruited, right? You haven't been told because you're the bottom feeder, because it's a whole chain. Maybe you don't even get to meet this police officer. Okay? Maybe you meet somebody called, oh, I'm a social worker, or there's more people here that you haven't met. All those social workers, those doctors, right? They are just a part of the supply chain, the criminal supply chain. You know what? I don't like to show off how intelligent I can be. Not can, I am. I don't like to do that. It's not necessary. I've got nothing to prove. You know, but if now you want me to prove how intelligent I am, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you in bucket loads, and you'll find out that I am no match of yours. You may have a little position you have. That's chance, that's luck. Okay? That doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean you've got the credentials, the proper credentials. It doesn't even mean, even if you have the credentials, it doesn't mean that you are actually knowledgeable. Okay? So be careful who you underestimate. You must have killed so many people. And never forget the witchcraft, right? Stealing my knickers. Why would you steal my knickers from my drawers? Stealing my clothes, making voodoo dolls out of them. Some of you have joined Satanism, conjuring demons, and those demons are going to harm you. Not me. Not me. Those demons, they know who I am. I'm a child of God. I'm filled with the Spirit of God, and Jesus lives in the inside of me. So you can play all the games. Oh, she's not who she says she is, because you want people to reject me, because you want people to judge me. You know what? I'm not seeking for love in the wrong places. I'm loved already. God loves me. Okay? Not just God. Other people in the flesh, they love me. So I'm not looking for love. Okay? I'm not looking for love and acceptance. Maybe that is what you are looking for. I'm not. Hi guys. Sorry, my battery had died. I apologize. Apologies, guys. So yeah, I'm back. Sorry. That was just my battery that died. So yeah, guys, I think you've heard my story. I'm not even, I haven't even given the details of what has been going on. So there is evidence, okay? There is evidence in writing, even in the form of videos, that I will be providing for all of you to see, okay? So, yeah, it's strange, okay? We live in a very broken world, okay? And yeah, some of these things, if this has never happened to you, thank God for that. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Nobody should have to experience what I've experienced. Not even half of it. Not even just a little bit of it. Nobody deserves that. Okay, guys? And again, at the root of all this abuse, it's officers with severe mental mental health problems. They shouldn't even be on the job. They shouldn't even be on the job. Just because they are in a uniform and in a car, in a police car, those are resources they are given, obviously, to do their job properly. Again, I'm going to emphasize on, do not demonize any police force, okay, whether in the UK or outside the UK. Every country under the sun needs law and order, needs a form of justice system, okay? So, unfortunately, in these institutions, right, we have those rotten apples. And to them, it's the norm. There's nothing else they know. There's nothing else they know, guys. To them, it's the norm. So this particular police officer has gone to an extent where he's even infiltrated places like the job center, councils in housing, everywhere, including the healthcare. So, for example, in the healthcare system, I access the healthcare system when I'm not feeling well. So he goes to those doctors. He follows me to those appointments. Or, for example, the ambulance, a call I did. He had, if he wasn't there personally, he had people in there. Did I see them? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to be posting that very soon on this channel. Okay? So if I go and access the healthcare system, he goes there, he scandalizes my name. If I go and access the job center, because maybe for some reason I'm not at work, he goes there. And these particular members of staff at job center trying to put me in harm's way by forcing me out on the streets when I'm not even not supposed to even have an appointment with them. I'm being forced on the streets. And the people that I'm supposed to live with, they are reporting to job center that I'm a liar. It's telling lies about my my income status and why I'm not at work. Telling lies that I told them A, B, C, D, and everything I'm saying to them is fake. Yes, guys. So this is a person that I would live with, right? This police officer recruits them. And this person, you are talking to a person, okay, yeah, I'm not at work. I'm going to find work very soon. And, but I have to go to job center. So this person now starts to dig and tell lies to the job center. Or maybe those lies are passed to the whoever is supervising the criminal activities to say, no. She says she's going to pretend she's ill. And, yeah. And then, it's a whole lot, guys. It's a whole lot. So, yeah, the healthcare system, the benefit system, the housing, okay, the council, okay, guys, all of that. I pity this particular police officer. I think something happened to him. His heart is rotten. Because, guys, from the abundance of the heart, right? We speak from the abundance of our hearts. It's the same thing. I can't lend you £1 billion that I don't have. So I can't say the things that are not coming from my heart. Okay? So we speak from the abundance of our hearts. That is what the Bible says. So from the abundance of his heart, this particular police officer, he speaks to the people he recruits what to do to me. So you wonder what happened. I don't want to know. I don't want to know, but clearly he's damaged. And he's not even finding, he's not even investing time to find healing You know, the deeper he goes into this sort of thing, I don't think I'm the only one who's doing this too. The deeper he goes into this, yeah, um, he it gets worse. So yeah, guys, I'm not ashamed to talk about what happened to me unless I was responsible for it. Why would I be ashamed of something that somebody else has done to me? But so many times, victims, right? Victims, um, they feel ashamed. They hide their abuse for fear or because of shame. You shouldn't be ashamed for what happened to you, for what somebody else did to you. You shouldn't be ashamed, guys. Yeah. Anyway, guys, as I said, the battery had died down. It's time now to end this particular live stream. We've been here for a long time, so yeah, thank you so much for those of you that joined me, that was listening to me. I am so grateful to all of you. May God bless you. But it would be lovely if you would comment and say something, or just make yourself known that you are on my live stream, okay, guys? And I'm not saying that everybody that watches me is coming from that group, but obviously my channel has been restricted, visibility has been restricted to just having this group, because they want to know what is it, what have I mentioned their name, what is it that I'm saying. Because even when I'm emailing, they're in my emails, they want to know what I'm saying. And sometimes even messing up my grammar, messing up my spellings, so that my messages don't come authentic. I've had all kinds of things happen, even to my messaging and to my emails, guys. It's been going on for a long time. So anyway, I will be giving some details at some stage, okay? Right now, it's just me to obviously let this criminal gang know that you are not hiding. You're not hiding. Don't hide in prayer. Don't hide in those fake Bible studies. Don't. You can go to church. You can tell your relatives mine. Tell them anything you want. But your crimes, when the police put those cuffs on your hands, okay, not because somebody told stories to the police, they would have evidence, okay, then your family and the people you lied to, they will know exactly who you are, okay? Guys, subscribe, like, and share. Subscribe, like, and share, and leave comments. Down the comment section below, I would like to know, people, where you are watching me from. Yeah, guys, I think it is time I end this live stream right now. Yeah, I've been here a long time. It's about an hour, 10 minutes. So it's time to end this particular live stream, people. All right. What else did I want to say? Okay. So what's today? Let me check the day. Friday. Oh, tomorrow is actually Saturday. I don't know if I'm going to be coming live tomorrow. Just depends on how I feel. I may and I may not. If I don't come out live, okay, guys, I will see you on Monday. If not, I will see you during the week. All right. God bless. Bye. Bye, people.